Part 3. Let's continue for more clues, shall we? Oh yeah. Pull out your overlay papers and tell me if you've heard of any of these countries in the comment section, please. I'm going to cut to the chase. Quote, the league primarily traded timber, furs, resin, flax, honey, wheat, and rye from the east of Flanders and England with cloth and increasingly manufactured goods going in the other direction. Metal ore, principally copper and iron, and herring came southward from Sweden. The Livonian Confederation incorporated modern-day Estonia and parts of Latvia and had its own Hasidic parliament, its diet. All of its major towns became members of the Hasidic League. The dominant language of the trade was Middle Low German, a dialect with significant impact for countries involved in the trade, particularly the larger Scandinavian languages, Estonian and Latvian. Stop! Bingo! Have we not heard of these exact same countries before? Yes. Yes, we have. But I want you to be mindful of something. It appears, mind you, Wikipedia has started to combine the Western and Eastern operations together as though they already know they are the same people, but they don't want to link them together because of you. Just be mindful of it. Let's continue, please. Under Zenith, cutting to the chase. Listen up for Shiasu. Quote, at the height of its power in the late 14th century, the merchants of the Hasidic League succeeded in using their economic clout and sometimes their military might. Trade routes required protection, and the League ships sailed well armed to influence imperial policy. The League also wielded power abroad. Listen to this. Between 1361 and 1370, it waged war against Denmark. Initially unsuccessful, Hasidic towns in 1368 allied in the Confederation of Cologne, sacked Copenhagen and Innsbruck, and forced Valdemar IV, King of Denmark, and his son-in-law, Håkon VI, King of Norway, to grant the League 15% of the profits from Danish trade in the subsequent peace treaty of Stralsund in 1370, thus gaining an effective trade and economic monopoly in Scandinavia. This favorable treaty marked the height of the Hasidic power. After the Danish-Hasidic War, which was in 1426 to 1435, and the bombardment of Copenhagen, which was in 1428, the commercial privileges were renewed in the Treaty of Vordingborg in 1435. The Hansa also waged a vigorous campaign against pirates. Stop! Talk about some badasses. Surely we know they had to have Shiasu in the mix for merchants to pull this off. And again, this same mindset with Shiasu in tow rejoined in Palestine in 1920s. But let's continue, please. Tell me who does this sound like in the comment section. Quote, most foreign cities confine the Hasidic traders to certain trading areas and to their own trading posts. They seldom interacted with the local inhabitants except when doing business. Many locals, merchants, and noble alike envied the power of the League and tried to diminish it. For example, in London, the local merchants exerted continuing pressure for the revocation of privileges. The refusal of the Hassam to offer reciprocal arrangements to their English counterparts exacerbated the tension. Listen up for Kingmaker clout. Quote, King Edward IV of England reconfirmed the League's privileges in the Treaty of Utrecht in 1474, despite the latent hostility, in part thanks to the significant financial contribution the League made to the Yorkist side during the War of the Roses. Stop! Bingo! And as history dictates, the actions of any profiteer worth their salt, you know for surety the same merchants supplied both sides of the war. Question: whose modern MO does this sound like so far? What? You need more proof to form an opinion, you say? Okay, let's continue, please. Quote: in 1597, Queen Elizabeth I of England expelled the League from London, and the Steel Yard closed the following year. Ivan III of Russia closed the Hasidic cantor at Novgorod in 1494. Listen up. The very existence of the League and its privileges and monopolies created economic and social tension that often crept over into rivalries between League members. I'm going to say that one, that's last one again. Maybe that'll shake y'all to who I'm talking about. The very existence of the League and its privileges and monopolies created economic and social tension that often crept over into rivalries between League members. Stop. Bingo. Is there a guild of people in modern times who hold this type of sway over the rich and powerful and the disdainment from the working man as well? What? You need more information to make a prudent decision, you say? Okay, let's continue, please. Under rise of rival powers. Quote: the major economic advantage of the Hansa was its control of the shipbuilding market, mainly in Lubeck and in Denzan. The Hansa sold ships everywhere in Europe, including Italy. They drove out the Dutch because Holland wanted to favor Burgers as a huge staple market at the end of the trade route. When the Dutch started to become competitors of the Hansa in shipbuilding, the Hansa tried to stop the flow of shipbuilding technology from Hansic towns to Holland. Danzig, a trading partner of Amsterdam, attempted to forestall the decision. Example: I'm going to stop there, but is Little Miss Ivy the only person who can think of a specific guild of people who not only fit all of the previous characteristics, but seeing it is Black History Month, does being Dutch ship merchants ring any bells as well? I'm sure I'm past my recommended YouTube time. Boy, I know I'm sure I'm past my time. So I'm going to leave you with that. My God's will, look for the next.